fella. Hey, look at you. Thanks for letting me bring this in, bud. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
You're a good guy.
Fuck, what a win for the Vegas Golden Knights last night.
How was the match? Let's just talk about this. How was the match? You were there live. Talk to me.
Great atmosphere.
What'd you have in the game?
I had 1,000 on the first period over. 1,000 on the Vegas Golden Knights.
Which is what we called on our TNT hit.
Exactly, right?
Check.
We're professionals.
Check cheddar like a food inspector.
And then, honestly, I'm going to say this. I haven't said it. I took Vegas in the series. And honestly, Updog, it breaks my heart because I love Matty Tkachuk and Brandon Montour so much. And I love everything that Florida's done, man. I love Paul Maurice. I love it all. Saying that, Florida came out better than I thought they were going to come out. I thought they would be a little bit on the rusty side. They weren't. They took it to them early. And then Vegas found their game. Theodore, crispy rice spice tuna, White Cloud. I mean, that to me is the difference, Updog. Is their back end makes plays.
Okay, a couple things. Is now that we've heard your pick, because you weren't telling us on the pod this week, which is great because I deep down, I kind of didn't really know. I knew, but I didn't know. So it's nice that you got it out there.
I know.
I'm also on your side. Even as a Panther alumni, I think Vegas is the better team.
Yeah.
Now, in saying this, a lot of people are talking about, a lot of legendary people talking about this might go sweep city. I'm like, I'm not going there yet. I'm going to savor the money shot here for maybe 5, maybe 6 games. And I'll tell you why. Florida Panthers never are out of a game. And they haven't been all playoffs. If so, maybe one team that is healthy. What they do have to run into now is this team that is healthy.
Yeah.
What they do have to run into now is this team that is healthy.
Yeah.
What they do have to run into now is this team that is healthy.
Yeah.
Aiden Hill is fucking feeling it. Their D are not only big, but what we witnessed at pregame skate today is they're shifty. These guys,
they are shifty.
They move up and down the line. Now, they shoot the puck from the middle of the ice. Only way you're going to score on Bobrovsky with traffic. Those are the goals that they scored.
Totally.
If they can continue that, it's going to be their series.
But how great was that? And you say this all the time, and I'm like, you're like, I missed the game.
What, let's go get a beer?
Yeah. Well, we're going to get a beer after. I can't believe, by the way, NHL, you shut down the beers here. But anyways, you always say you missed the game. And I don't miss it that much. But I will say this. Fucking watching those boys snap around out there. That drill they were doing, D to D, back to D, National League. The duster off.
Not too many D to Ds, back to D. Just a couple. Hey?
Out of the playoffs. As Joe would say, out of the
playoffs. What a rink to watch a game. Was it one of the cooler atmospheres you've seen? Because we've seen playoff games here now, but not a Stanley Cup final. What was that like for you?
It was cool. It was really cool. I mean, and honestly, it was great, but they're always great, right? They're always great. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? But it was definitely buzzing. I thought Ike's made a couple great plays in the second period where he protected the puck.
Great. He played great.
Yeah. It was just Stone, as much as his knob's fucking brutal, but he knocked it down. Big goal. I mean, to me, Vegas, that's kind of the statement in the series, I think, so to speak. But.
So I watched the game on TV, TNT. I watched the game TNT, and from the TV, you could tell that Vegas's fourth line was their best line to start the game off. Carried the momentum through the first period, second period.
It's a great point by you.
They almost were getting double shifted. I think Bruce understood that they need to come back in this game. They were
it's a great take.
Down a goal. This line came out. Carrier is fucking.
I love Carrier. I love him. I love him.
You'd like him on your team.
I would take him on my team. Would he go out with the ball?
I can't carry
hey, second bus, bud. Second bus.
He doesn't seem like much of a closer. or a guy to start the conversation.
Yeah. But
you want him on your squad right now, and he's playing great. Kolazar played great. And
Waugh. Listen.
He's like a poor man's Jack Eichel.
Very poor. Ike's is making 10 bananas. Waugh's making someone good. He's making more than that. But
he's a good player.
It's a great point by you, and it's a great take, so to speak, because they wore their best line. And what you were saying is, I think Bruce, his name is Bruce, right? Cassie?
Brucey boy.
Yeah.
Brucey boy.
He thought that, and you're right. And I noticed that during the game as well. Yeah. So that's a great take, brother.
Other than that, how was the aftershaker? See Kygo?
Fuck, I saw Kygo.
Were you right next to him?
I said slide over. If Updog was, I would say.
Is he seeing the ball well, Kygo, or what? Yeah.
Good hair.
Good hair.
Fuck, as a guy who doesn't have
Who
good
had
hair.
better hair, him or Hank?
Hank.
Well, Hank's hair, like it buttoned up on TNT. The TNT panel looked good last night. I got to say, and a shout out to that crew of guys. We just did a little, shoot around with them at the casino before this.
Can we talk about how great a guy Wayne Gretzky is?
Gretzky's the
no, but he's better than like advertised.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like,
that's hard to think of.
I know. Like,
yeah, he's great.
He loves the game more than anyone I've ever met, and the fact that he's the greatest player in the world, it's just like, that's why we played. Yeah.
Keith Jones telling some stories.
Jonesy's the best. Jonesy's the best.
Panger's going to golf right now, and as he should. He's going to work on that little. He's got that little scissor. He's got the little like fucking.
When we play
butter
big,
knife,
when we
it's
play
so good.
When we play Big Can with Panger, I'm like, oh, so you shipped your clubs? And he's like, no, these are rentals. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're filleting that with a fucking 60 degree? That's not.
You think our boy Tox is missing? Does he miss the road with the guys like this? Like you could see the camaraderie these guys have at TNT. Do you think he misses
camaraderie is a great word, Ops, because that's what they had. I'm gonna say it. They don't have that anymore, in my opinion. And that's what they had. Biz and Talks and Gretz, like, and that's camaraderie. That's the best thing. Like you think about the podcast that we've done, our first one till our whatever we're at, camaraderie. To me, that's they miss Talks a bit for that. And Talks is the best.
Talks is great,
right? Like because he keeps
looks like he's still playing.
Keeps Biz honest.
Yeah,
Gretz loves him. Yeah,
it was a tougher panel when Talks was on there. That's for damn sure. There's a little more grit.
It was
a
fucking tougher panel.
It's a tougher panel.
But those guys are fucking unbelievable.
So listen, we got a Sunday fun day here, and then we got game 2 tomorrow. Give us your thoughts on game 2, big fella. What are we expecting? What are we throwing our cash on? What's the bet?
It's a great point. But look at this guy. What a pro. I would say this. I think puck line tomorrow is a bet. It's probably going to be minus 200. I think
Florida, puck line like plus 1.5 for Florida.
Plus 1.5 for Florida. Take the puck line. I think they come out. They're going to play their guts out, obviously, to keep it close, I think. I will say this. I love Matty Tkachuk. I love Brandon Montour. Paul Maurice is a fucking beauty. Vegas wins tomorrow. Look out. Look out.
Yeah. It'll be tough climb back.
It'll be tough to climb back.
I'm not counting this Florida Panther team out.
I love everything about that team. I love them so much.
They had every right last night to be leading the game for 60, 70% of the game.
Yeah.
That Nick Cousins do a wrist curl and fucking put that in the back.
Oh, that was great. Loops is
hit the mesh.
I love Nick Cousins. He's a good Belleville boy. Brad Richardson from Belleville, Ontario. But Loops is couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, Loops, fuck, he's not, I love Nick Cousins, and Nick's probably sitting at home right now or in the hotel.
He's haunted by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to affect him for a while.
Yeah. Great player, though.
But they should have been up. That was to go 2-1 to start the second. They should have had the lead. Eric Stahl, what a goal. I mean, what a goal. They just don't go away. They're fucking in every game. They don't go away. They're in your face. They're down 2 late in the game. They want to fucking fight everyone. They're that team, and those are the teams you just can't count out. Now they got their fucking hands full.
I do love that about them. But last night I thought enough of the just drop your gloves.
Yeah, but then you've risked that nurse 5-minute fucking instigator and you're done.
That's a great
Stupid.
Point. It's a great point by you.
But I almost think what they did last night.
Great point by you.
I almost think what they did last night, just not leaving the scrum and keep punching everyone. I think that's worse than an instigator. I think that's in the history of hockey. When you think of what's an instigator? A guy comes up, wants to fight you and drops his gloves and fights you. You don't want to, but maybe he starts. Or a guy that's just not leaving these huddles and going around and punching everyone. That's worse than an instigator.
100%. I was like, are we going to fight or not?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, hey, come on, boys, get to. You're absolutely right, and that's one thing I love about Florida, as you do as well. They bring that fight to you, but at that point, it's like, are we chucking them or not? Because the limo is waiting outside.
Totally, I got places to be. I got a Rezzo, a Carbone. I'm gonna have that spicy rigatoni. I got wine, and
Travis is at Delilah. We're going over there. Right?
Yeah, totally.
But it's a good point by you, and that's why you love Florida, because they compete. But I'm with you. I'm like.
So tomorrow night, you heard it here, 1.5 plus, take the puck line and first period over.
Take the first period over. They've been hitting beyond belief.